Hey babe, I have something I need to confess. Something so big and unexpected that it even shocks me as I try to put it into words. This message, in many ways, is completely unlike anything I have ever said before. It carries weight I can't fully measure. It holds a meaning I can't completely express in simple sentences. To be honest, I'm a little nervous about sharing it because I think that once you hear what I'm about to reveal, it might change the way you see me. It may also change how I see myself, and in that way, there's a vulnerability here that I can't ignore. But I believe that, deep down, this is the right time to open up and let you know the true depth of what I feel. You might wonder why I'm talking about such a life altering confession, or why I'm describing it in such strong terms. If you can spare just 5 minutes to read this or really listen to every word, I think it will all make sense. I want you to understand that this isn't just a passing thought or a fleeting whim. It's something I've kept hidden for what feels like a lifetime. The reason I've chosen to share it now has everything to do with how you've made me feel and the person I've become since you stepped into my life. I know it's a lot to ask. 5 whole minutes of your undivided attention in a world that is constantly buzzing and pulling us in a million different directions. But if you are willing, if you can give me those precious moments, I would love to explain this step by step. I need to break it down carefully because there's so much to say, and I don't want it to come out in a rush of unfinished sentences and half formed confessions. I want to be intentional, clear, and honest. I want you to feel each part of what I'm saying, because these words aren't coming from a shallow place. They're rooted in something that has been growing inside me, something that might be bigger than both of us. Let's start slowly. I want to build up to this confession in a way that allows you to absorb each piece of it gradually. If I just blurted it all out at once, it might feel overwhelming. And the last thing I want is for you to feel blindsided or unprepared. So please, bear with me and trust that this steady unveiling is the only way I can make sure you grasp the depth of my feelings and my intentions. I know this might be difficult for both of us because vulnerability isn't always comfortable. In fact, it can be downright terrifying, especially when you're exposing a part of yourself that you've guarded for so long. Yet, I also know that you deserve my full honesty. You deserve to see the real me, not just the polished exterior I've shown to the world or the quick smiles I've used to mask my deeper emotions. You deserve to see the genuine thoughts and feelings that have been swirling inside my mind for ages. That's what this confession is all about, revealing a part of myself that I have never shown to anyone else before, one that's so new and raw that even I'm still getting used to it. It's almost like discovering a hidden room in a house I've lived in my whole life. I didn't even know it existed, and now I'm inviting you inside, trusting that you'll explore it carefully, gently, and with empathy. I want you to understand that I'm not just doing this to unload a burden off my chest. This is also about bringing you closer into my world. You are someone who matters to me in ways I can't fully articulate, and I want you to see everything I am, flaws and all, hopes and all, fears and all. I hope that by the time I finish, you'll see not just the words I'm saying, but the genuine sentiment behind them. More than that, I hope you'll feel it deep down, the same way I'm feeling it now. You see, for a long time, I've carried a lot of pride. It's something I've worn almost like a badge of honor, a shield against the uncertainties and potential hurts of the world. Pride has been my protection, the thing that I relied on when I felt vulnerable. I built it up over the years, layer by layer, each layer representing some past hurt, some fear of rejection, some worry that I wasn't enough. With each disappointment, I added another layer, thinking it would help me stay strong, or at the very least, help me present myself as strong. This pride, this ego has defined me in certain ways. It has dictated how I respond to challenges, how I handle my relationships, and how I deal with conflict. I allowed myself to believe that if I never let anyone see the cracks, then maybe I couldn't be hurt again. That if I didn't share my deeper truths, then no one could use them against me. Pride became my armor, and letting go of it felt as absurd as walking into battle without any shield or sword. But then there's you. You came along, and you did something I never expected. You made me question the necessity of all these defenses. You made me realize that I might not need to cloak myself in that armor anymore. At least, not when I'm with you. For reasons I can't fully put into words, you made me feel safe enough to consider taking it off. It's because of you that I'm ready to confess something I never dreamed of confessing to anyone. I'm ready to shed my pride, drop my guard, and show you who I really am. That is the heart of this revelation. I'm willing to let go of the defenses that I once thought were crucial to my survival. I'm ready to show you the vulnerable side of me that I've always kept hidden. I want you to see that I'm willing to make this leap because I care about you so profoundly that it eclipses my fear of being hurt. Holding on to my pride seems so small and insignificant compared to the possibility of losing the closeness I could have with you. In fact, I've come to realize that my pride might be the very thing keeping me from the kind of deep connection I truly crave. It might be the wall standing between us, preventing us from sharing a love or bond that's free of barriers. When I think about how much you mean to me, the idea of clinging to my ego feels trivial. How could I let my pride overshadow the genuine warmth and understanding you've offered me? How could I justify keeping you at arm's length when you've given me every reason to trust you? That's why I'm telling you this now, laying it all out, because it matters that you know. I'm ready to let go of the old me, this prideful version who thought vulnerability was a weakness, and instead embraced the version who is brave enough to say, I need you. I trust you. I choose you. If you're wondering why I'm doing this now, why I'm ready to open up so suddenly, the answer is simple yet profound. It's you. You showed me, through your actions and your presence, that being strong doesn't mean never showing fear or pain. It means having the courage to express it when it matters. It means having the courage to admit you need someone or that you want someone to walk through life with. You made me see that true strength can be found not in isolation or detachment, but in forging a connection with someone who genuinely cares. You have been the one person who has encouraged me, whether you realized it or not, to lower my guard, peel away my protective layers, and let you in. And the more I considered doing that, the more I realized that this is exactly what I want. I want to be real with you in a way I've never been real with anyone else. I want to be open with you in a way that feels both terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. The shift, as sudden as it might appear, has been building slowly inside me from the moment I first sensed that you were different. You weren't like all the others who barely scratched the surface of who I am. Something about you made me feel seen, truly seen. And in that recognition, I found a reason to let go of the fear that's kept me from showing my true self. That's why I'm ready to confess all of this now. Because in you, I see the kind of comfort and acceptance that I've secretly longed for. In you, I see a friend, a confidant, a partner, a safe haven, a person who allows me the space to admit my shortcomings, hopes, and insecurities without judgment. Knowing that someone like you exists, willing to hear and understand me, gave me a brand new sense of bravery. So, what exactly is this confession? It's that I'm done living behind the walls of pride. I'm finished letting my ego be my defining trait or my method of self-defense. Instead, I choose openness. I choose vulnerability. I choose you. I want us to share a closeness that isn't hindered by fear. I want you to feel like you can trust me with your truths, just as I'm trusting you with mine. I want to grow together, supporting each other's dreams and fears, celebrating our highs, and comforting each other in our lows. I don't want pride to keep us apart from the tenderness and warmth that a genuine connection can bring. And that's the true meaning behind everything I've said here. I'm ready, finally, to let my guard down, to step into a space where you can see my flaws, my vulnerabilities, my strengths, and my hopes. I believe that this is what we both want: a relationship, a bond, or a connection so real and profound that it enriches every corner of our lives. Thank you for listening, and thank you for giving me the time I asked for. Thank you for understanding that this isn't just a small step. It's a leap of faith for someone who has held on to pride for so long. But I'm doing it because you are worth it, because we are worth it, and because I believe in the potential of what we can be if we're both willing to lay down our shields. So, here I am. No more pretense, no more layers of defense. Just me, standing before you, confessing that my pride is no match for the powerful feeling I have for you. I'm ready to let go of the part of myself that used to think it had everything under control, to embrace the vulnerability that comes with real love, real closeness, and real honesty. I hope that by the time you've reached this point, you truly feel the depth of what I'm expressing. I hope you see that this is about more than just liking you or feeling close to you. It's about reshaping how I live and how I love, all because you showed me it's possible. And if you choose to accept this version of me, the one without the mask of pride, then I believe we can move forward together in a way that is more fulfilling, more intimate, and more authentic than anything I've ever known. That, babe, is my confession, that I am willingly, wholeheartedly choosing you over my ego. I'm ready to be open, real, and unguarded. I want to see where that takes us, and I hope it's somewhere beautiful.